Hello, my friends. Good morning. Good morning. It is I, Alphinius Goo, in a very gooey good mood this morning, I might add. Yes, magnificent. How are you, my friends? I hope you're having a marvelous start to your Saturday and joining us here on Goo Morning Zyathé, which is better than cartoons, right? Camera Mandy said she doesn't think there are Saturday morning cartoons anymore. Say hello, Camera Mandy.
Hello. I had a hilarious comment from the Nerdly King.
Oh, yes. What did the Nerdly King have to say?
So everyone's saying, good morning, good morning, good morning, as we do in the chat every day. And he says, and double good morning to the Alphinius Secret Friends Club.
No, I love the Alphinius Secret Friends Club because there's a few of them in there. If you want to be a part of it, you'll have to message me and I'll bring you in. This was Camera Mandy. So what happened was, I'm trying to tell people about this special deal that we're doing on Magicka and the Witch's Wrath, where you can get $10 off Magicka if you didn't order it in the Kickstarter, and lots of people didn't because they thought it was included in the bundle, and it was not included in any bundle. And so I'm trying to tell people about this, and Facebook has this goofy thing where it says message friends, and then it has this thing that says send it as a group message or send it as an individual message. Well, I'm pretty damn sure I clicked the send it as an individual message, but somehow it ended up with a big group of people, and all these people are getting dinged, and this is the second time it's happened, so I'm totally embarrassed, right? Well, anyway, so I removed a lot of folks because I did, people who were commenting, but all these other people started commenting, right? Stacy was in there, and Michael, and goodness gracious, Thomas, and anyway, there's like 7 or 8 of us right now in the Secret Friends group. Yes, so if you want to be a part of the Secret Friends group, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but you are most welcome to message me, and I will add you. And if you've got removed from a group and you're wondering why the heck you got removed from a group, that is why.
So, okay, I thought that was just
no, it's a
snarkiness.
Thing. No, it's a thing, Cameron.
But I see, and I was not involved in the Alphinius Secret Friends group, so.
Well, you can message me and I'll include you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that. I don't even know what's going to happen with the Secret Friends group. Alexander's in there. He made some great comments.
Oh my goodness.
Matt Wilcox jumped out as quickly as possible. As soon as he got in, he was out.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes, the dinging. Yes, it is the dinging. That is quite annoying. So,
I have a funny story.
Okay, tell it.
Okay, so here, I'll cut to myself. Hi.
She will cut to herself.
Hello,
look, you can
friends.
see me on the screen. Look, on the screen.
Yes, exactly. It's a duo thing. Okay, so last year when we were planning your Christmas group thing, I had a group chat going with a bunch of people from Gooey Cube about sending over their videos that we were going to do for your Christmas surprise.
Yeah, that was so amazing. And thank you all again to all of you who did that. That was magnificent.
Yes,
keep
but
going.
We're not doing that again this year because I'm too stressed. There's too much stuff going on, but we love you. Anyway, so in this group chat though, I had thrown out my back real bad, and when I throw out my back, I do it like once a year, and it's awful. But
she's got to stop throwing Adam around the house. So this is just not nice to.
No, it's like if I bend into the refrigerator and pull out a yogurt, it's like ah.
It's the yogurt back attack.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was like messaging them all in my bed, just sending them text messages, and then I had to get out of my bed. So I rolled over my phone and I was like grunting and making all these noises. And I had accidentally sent the chat a recording of me grunting as I was getting out of bed. It was yeah. And I had just accidentally recorded myself and sent it to the chat. And so that is my mortifying story of a group chat. Yeah, exactly. It was awful. I was so embarrassed.
Camera Mandy, I don't even know how that happens. You have to record it. You have to get the thing on. It has to go into Facebook. I mean, I don't know, Camera Mandy. It sounds intentional.
I deleted it as soon as I possibly could. And if somebody heard it, I am so sorry. It was weird.
Actually, Camera Mandy, do you still have the recording?
No, I deleted it.
We need to recreate the recording.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the deal. Everybody, listen, here's the deal. If you want to send a 30-second or less grunting Facebook, one of those little recordings you can do on Facebook. If you want to do that and send that to Camera Mandy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that will be the next giveaway that we will do. Okay.
No.
So yes,
no.
The best grunty
little
do not send me
not send me anything.
Okay, send it to me. Yes. Send them to direct message me on Facebook. Yes. If you're not on Facebook, you can do it on the Discord. Just make sure to tag me so I know about it. Do it directly. Don't post it out there. Yes. And you will win something. I don't know what it is yet, but it'll be fabulous.
This is taking a turn. Is what we say. Well, speaking of winners, though, we actually have 3 winners to announce. Or, well, there's more than three.
There's more than three.
There's three contests
There's
of
three
winners
contests.
to announce.
I don't even know why you keep doing this, Camera Mendy. Yes, but it's
So-
fun. Yes, it's not.
Yeah, so we're going to start with egg. So last week we had the marvelous egg embry
Most
on.
marvelous, yes.
Yes. Oops, I need to actually...
It was a very exciting time, was it
Yes,
not,
there
Camera
was,
Mendy? Yes.
there were so many puns. It was...
And so many good jokes. Yes, it was very good.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Okay, so anyway, so egg kindly... oops, wrong one. Egg kindly went and picked winners of the pun contest because everyone was sending egg puns
Egg
in.
puns. There were massive numbers of eggs. Puns.
Also-
so Egg actually went into it, right? And he actually read them all and he made a decision, correct, Camera Mendy?
Oh, Egg's in the chat. Hi.
Egg, hello, Dr. Embry,
Yeah.
yes.
By the way, I love the email that he sent because it was so organized. It was amazing. So anyway, he sent, this is all
Egg
his
is
email.
a journalist,
This is,
Camera
yeah,
Mendy,
this is
yes.
a screenshot of his email that he sent me where he's like, Judge, Egg Embry, challenge. Who wrote the best pun on Egg Embry's name? I'm like, they literally formatted this email this way. So if everybody wants to send me emails in this format from now on, I love it.
Yes, this is the new format. Yes,
Yes.
you get bonus points from Camera Mendy. Yes. I don't know what those mean, but you get bonus points.
Anyway, and the prize is a physical copy of Human, Almost, which is a playtest little adventure, and it'll be mailed to the winners. And so Egg picked
That
three
Egg
winners.
wrote. It's
Yes,
a marvelous
yes.
little thing that was authored by Egg Embry
I
himself.
should have
Yes, it's very
definitely
nice.
done that.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, so our first winner is Peter Andrew Payson
Andy, congratulations. Ha ha.
for Excelsior, a morning breakfast. A gooey-
Wonderful.
yeah, anyway.
Wonderful.
Gooey Cube, exploring the exciting world of Zyathé. So, next up was Gladiator J72 for another great pair of puns, including more Stanley Lee comparisons. Gooey Cube continues to be expansive, and Excelsior.
And
Excelsior was
absolutely.
a big one with.
Yes, Excelsior
yes.
was out there quite a bit.
Yes.
But with the expensive thing, I think is what pushed this one over the edge for Egg. But I can't say that for sure.
Yes. And then the last one was friggin' Tori, who, by the way, had many excellent
Yes,
puns.
excellent. Undoubtedly
yes.
excellent.
Yes.
Exceptionally excellent.
yes.
Yes, Camera Mendy.
But the one that really captured Egg's heart was unexplainable. So, anyway, congratulations
It's
to you three.
unexplainable, but of course was then corrected to unexplainable. Yes.
Yes. Anyway.
Anyway, congratulations, winners. Thank you, Egg, for the marvelous little gifts for these winners and for being a part of it. And you were so marvelous on the show, and we had such a great time. And we'll have to do it again here, next few months. Could bring you back. Yes, I have to bring back Howard too. Egg, you don't know about Howard because I don't think you were around at that time, but. Howard is my mathematical friend who is a super gamer, and he got his PhD in math from the University of California at Berkeley, and has been teaching, I think, at Michigan as a professor for math for many, many years. And so all this probability and statistics and all of these things that happen with rolling dice and all of these kinds of things, we had him on and everybody loved him. So I got to bring him back too. So that's on the agenda. Yes, Camera Mendy, Howard, we'll bring him back. Camera Mendy's typing something right now. I don't know what she's
I'm
typing.
trying to figure out what the shortcut is for the snipping tool.
What is the core? If you're on
It's
a
a key
Windows
shift
machine,
S. Sorry, I'm trying to
just
take.
ask. The chat will tell you. Right? This is much better than trying to look it up on Google. Yes, it's much.
Sorry, I'm a Mac user, and so I'm trying to screenshot on a. I will just say Macs make screenshots so much easier than freaking.
If you are on a Windows machine, is there a quick shortcut to do a screenshot? That's what she wants to know. And if you know that really
I got
easily-
it. I figured it out.
Nice. The TV just went down to semi-dark.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, as I was, because Alphinius at the last minute was like, "You need to post this picture of my table."
Yes. It's a marvelous
Okay.
picture. I will tell the tale.
Sorry, we got distracted, but okay,
This
now
is taking a lot of turns. So
I
now
know.
we got the egg giveaways. Now don't we have
now
another
yes,
giveaway?
and no, now we have the contest winner for our
another contest,
yes, for our costume contest. So the runner-up winner, which I'm still going to send stuff to, is
Yeah.
Jenny.
So really, it's two winners. Because
Yes.
This
Really,
was
it's five because we did
Yeah, that's right.
we did the other two. So Belinda won the judge's choice.
Yes,
Belinda
because-
and Brad.
Belinda and Brad because they were Alfabio.
Sorry,
and,
judge's choice. It was not judge's choice. It was mine and Alphinius's.
Yeah, that was our choice, right?
Yes.
Because of Alfabio and Smedley, right?
Yes.
An excellent nose-picking technique, Belinda. We were impressed by that. That
Sorry,
really
we-
pushed it over the top.
Yeah, we
Yes.
went over all this last week. So, but yes, Belinda, you're amazing. And then we had two drawing winners that we pulled last week. And then these are the judge's choice. This is our office voted on these. So the runner-up is the amazing gelatinous cube from Jenny.
Yes.
And then the winner is
Winner.
dun 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 dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
is I'm sorry.
Wow.
Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor, this is magnificent. I
Yes.
mean, it's just, I mean, wow, it was, we were all blown away, you know, and there's a lot of work that went into making this costume special. You know, I'm looking at it on the TV, which is why I'm not looking at the screen right now, but it is magnificent. But there were so many really good costumes. This was hard. You know, we actually had people in our office going, I can't choose, I can't pick. There's like 7 or 8 that I really love and another 7 or 8 that I want to vote for. You know, it was like that. So thank you all for doing it. It was a lot of fun. We'll do it again next year, and we'll keep doing these kinds of things because it seems like everybody likes them and lots of fun to do. And thank you all for showing us your pictures. And since people are costuming up for, you know, All Hallows Eve anyway, you know, it's not like we're asking folks to do this on top of that.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll do it again next year and see what happens.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about Taylor.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, because this is going to lead into our next contest.
Another
Winner.
contest.
No, it's a next contest announcement because it's the TikTok one.
Yes.
Okay, so Taylor posted a really cool video on TikTok. I'm not going to be able to play the audio because it's copywritten, but I'm going to play the video. So she tagged us in this. Where is my video? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to cut to
Sorry
this.
about the audio. But
Yeah,
just watch this here.
Yeah, so she tagged us in this video. So this is a character intro that she put together for the character she's going to be playing in her Gooey Cube campaign. So she just made this like dramatic intro video on TikTok.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's fantastic. You know, it's just fantastic.
Go find Taylor on TikTok. She's under Spunky Taylor. She has like loads of material. And anyway, I just was super impressed that
aren't we going to do something with Nate on TikTok too? We've been talking to Nate about that.
Yes.
And Rick. I mean, there's a bunch of things we're getting ready to start doing.
Indeed. But anyway, I just love that she put the effort into like making a little character intro video to get into the essence of her character for Gooey Cube's campaign.
Indeed.
It looks, I don't know what she's playing, but it looks almost Sarth. So that'd be interesting.
Yes.
Anyway, lastly though, we have our winner of the TikTok. Like this was like a random on the fly thing that Alphinius did while we were.
People were talking. I said, you know, people were making all these jokes about TikTok. Remember about how it was worded and all of that stuff. And then then I said, well, give us your best version of TikTok, and we'll pick the winner, right? So we had a little voting around here, and the winner is
Wolfgen with TikTok King. There's
TikTok
like a
King.
I should type it in. I'll type it into the chat.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a capital K and then there's like multiple apostrophes.
It's
perfect. It made us laugh. But there were many. I mean, Josh did Tiki Tiki. It was kind of funny.
Yes.
You know, and a number of people did do apostrophes. I was very proud of all of you who used the apostrophes. Magnificent work on your part.
Jen used a lot of apostrophes, which I think is part of why she won. Okay, I put it in the chat so that way you guys can see. Wait, did I do it? I didn't know. Yeah, I did it correctly.
All
okay.
Right. Very, very good.
So congratulations to Wolfgen. I do not remember, because this was a month ago, what you won. So I will look that up and let you know.
You won something. We just don't know what it is.
Yes. So, okay. Anyway.
All right. Well, this was a long beginning, but that is okay. So, Camera Mandy, are we going to do
some social media?
Great stream. But before we do, let's just make sure everybody knows. So we're going to do the social media thing like we always do, right? We're going to talk about the finish of the Magic section on the Zyanthuus itself, and we're going to talk about corruption Magicks as part of that. Lots of people have asked, and since we don't delve deeply into it in Encyclopedia Magica Volume 1, it will be dealt in the second volume, but we're going to talk a little bit about it today because people had so many questions and wonders about it. We're also going to finish up talking about flow stones and sort of the creation of those things and all of that stuff. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some great things to talk about in social media. I want to talk a little bit about the home table game that's going on because we're having some fun there, and give you some ideas about some things we can do, and then a bunch of other crap. So we'll get to it. Let's go, Kim. Well, you had to put this one up, right? This is because
this actually made me laugh this morning, so I thought it was worth sharing. So
yes, I assume.
You made a meme, and I thought it was clever.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that cover.
Sorry, I'm snipping this picture again because I don't know where it went.
She snipped it and she doesn't know. Does anybody know where it goes? When
yeah.
How do I? DOS machine, you're on these Windows things, you know where it goes.
Yeah. Oh, well, my other laptop, my Windows laptop it's not this difficult, but the streaming laptop is, or the streaming computer is. Anyway, we may not be able to show your Hunger Game one because I can't figure it out.
It's gotta go
So
into some box somewhere.
okay, here's the deal. Let's talk social media. Okay, first off, Dice of
Dice
Ages.
This is magnificent. Go ahead,
Yeah.
cameraman. Go.
Okay, so Dice of Ages did a great stream. I caught a few minutes of it. I haven't been able to watch the whole thing yet, but they are the first people who streamed Witch's Wrath. Or no, sorry, Menace in the Mist. Menace in the Mist. Online, and they posted these. Ooh, well, that is way too big. Sorry, but they posted.
What do you mean way too big?
Let me just switch over here. If I switch to this one,
It looked good to me.
no, it was overlay. I need to fix my overlay things. I know.
Cameraman.
So I'm so particular. It's annoying. Anyway, so they posted these absolutely wonderful pictures of the minis that they used to run Menace in the Mist,
Yes.
and
And Menace in the
they're
Mist is a
spooky.
creepy, spooky adventure. You know, it's got some really cool things going on in there. And when I'm looking at the miniatures, when I was looking at them when they showed them, I was like, whoa, I get that. I know where that's from. I know what that is. You know, all that kind of stuff. And it was like really exciting. So they did a great job and they did a great stream. I did watch some of it. I did not watch it all. I have still the last episode that I want to see. But it's great. It's really worth watching. We have so many good streamers that are doing so many things. You know, as you know, we've for a long time we've had the Misfits and James who kind of heads that up. But a lot of our friends do stuff there, and Roll Hit Die, and just a number of others who are part of this community and wonderful, really wonderful. So
You know, I meant to clip this, and I did not, and that's my bad. But I saw a post earlier this week from Adam Eason, which is a blog post.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry. I should have snipped
We'll
this.
do it next week.
Yeah, but
Don't,
please,
let's not forget.
yeah,
Let's not
please go to
forget.
the Gooey Game Masters of Enlightenment and look up Adam Eason, because every day or every week he's posting a new NPC that's created in the world of Zyathé.
Yes, and he's a great writer.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's not just streamers that are doing really cool things. It's also like people who are just, inspired by the world and writing amazing.
Kevin Lilly does his story time with Jester. I mean, there's just a lot of wonderful folks, and we got painters. Wonderful Teal paints and AJ paints.
I actually
and
I have a
Chris
picture.
paints, and we get to see. Oh yeah, this is magnificent. And Michael.
Yeah.
In fact, Michael started painting, put up some things that he even said these are not very good, but I'm going to try to get better. And so he's been posting as he's gone on, and he just keeps getting better and better. It's magnificent, Michael. Magnificent.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So anyway, great post from Michael, great minis from Dice of Ages.
And of course, Harry also sculpts, right? You got Harry coming up.
Oh,
here
I do have a Harry one.
Yes.
Also, I did want to point out too, I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about egg. You can get digital downloads for free of eggs, a lot of eggs adventures on, is it N-World?
No, he writes for N-World, but I believe it's on
Drive-Through
RPG.
RPG. Yes. So definitely go check out egg stuff on Drive-Through RPG. I should have mentioned that earlier, and I apologize.
And this is interesting because Harry sculpted these, and the Devil Mantis is his own creation, but the Chiiga is from the upcoming Encyclopedia Monstrica. And I believe, now I'm not 100% sure, so if you're in the chat and I'm wrong, just correct me real quick and I'll fix it. But I believe Scott submitted the Chiiga, and it's a very, very cool monster that I think your players are going to hate.
Well, first off, I think the Chiiga looks awesome. Also,
Chiiga.
Chiiga. I'm sorry, I'm really bad. I'm really bad at the apostrophes.
Little paws.
We know it's not. But also, Mel has been working on getting Harry's stuff, descriptions and everything uploaded, so that way when we launch our new store, we're gonna have a whole new layout for how we sell Harry's minis.
Well,
on our new
I was going to
website.
announce that later, but I can do it right now. Yeah, the website is magnificent, and our team here, our little team, has been working really, really hard. Stephen designed it, and Alexander and Riley have been really pushing hard to get it up. Carrie's doing wonderful content work to get it together. I mean, Mandy's got videos on there, and the whole squad has been really putting in efforts, proofreading, and trying to make sure that this thing is wonderful. And we will be doing a really good Black Friday and into the holidays sale So we'll be giving people the opportunity to get materials you haven't gotten at a nice discount. There'll be add-on gifts that you can get as well as part of that deal. And so we're really excited to launch the new site and go into the holiday season and see how it goes, right, with the deals that we're going to be offering. So keep that in mind. But there is another deal, that one I was talking about earlier. Right now is that deal to get the Encyclopedia Magica and the Witch's Wrath, physical and digital. Save $10 and get the free signed copy of Dark Tide. I think it's signed, right, Camera Medi? I think it's autographed.
Yeah, it's autographed.
Yeah, so we printed these Dark Tides Nights, and we printed them for the convention, and they weren't intended to ever be printed because they're a free download off of our website. Well, lo and behold, our partner, who's a printer, Alex, decided he'd print extras. He said, just give them away, is what he said. And
yeah,
and,
I asked for, I think, 7 of them, and he printed 100.
100. So we have some of those. So while supplies last, if you want to get one of those for free, along with saving some money on Magica and getting the Witch's Wrath, you should definitely look at that email that came to you here in the mail. And a lot of people didn't get that email. I was having people write to me and saying, hey, I didn't get this Magica email you're talking about. And then other people didn't know that they didn't get Magica. If you didn't add on Magica in the backer kit afterwards as an add-on, you didn't get it, my friends. I apologize for that. Most things were included in the bundles, but Magica came way late as an incentivized add-on. So please, if you want to get that marvelous tome, and it is marvelous, and save some money, and get the free Dark Tides Night deal, make sure you take advantage of that. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And
there's my commercial for the day, cameraman.
Speaking of the website, we are going to have our website down for a few days this week.
I think Monday and Tuesday.
As we switch it over to the new new shop.
The new shop.
So just know that so today, I think today or tomorrow is like the last day you can even get this Magica deal. And then the website's shut down, and then we'll be launching with like Black Friday deals, I believe.
Yes. And we are probably, for those of you who haven't done it, if you really don't have the wherewithal, the cash right now to be able to do something like that, we're probably going to re-extend that deal for people during the Black Friday time as well. So, and there'll also be some opportunities to pre-order some things during that period. And so it'll be some really good deals and some really good add-ons that you'll be able to get. So take care of our friends who've been supporting us for so long.
Randy says, maybe market your Black Friday deals as Goo Friday.
Gooey Friday. Yes, and the Gooey holidays. Yes, that's right.
I love it. Okay, cool. Speaking though of Kickstarter stuff, we have some exciting news from our friends at the Tremendous Tome of Epic Dungeons.
Yes, they got funded.
Yep, not only did they get funded, but our add-on went through. So we will definitely be producing the Dungeon Duonix as a side adventure that will be a playable.
And it will probably just be one of the earlier level, right? Because the Dungeon of Duonix is massive, at least as far as the lore of it goes. And so we'll probably have quite a magnificent beginning.
So this will be part 1 of the Dungeon of Duonix. Ooh.
That's what I think.
Of a three-part.
Go on yourself real quick. My allergies are.
Oh, wait. And do not do that thing. Do not do that thing that. No, you're already going to do it. I can already just tell. Hold on, I'm muting you. I can already just tell that you're going to. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm very excited for. I actually backed the Kickstarter myself. Are you done? Okay. Here we go. Distracting me.
I am back, cameraman.
Yes, well, I was saying I backed this myself. I'm excited to see our photography in the Tremendous Tome.
Yeah, so we're going to have the Dungeon of Duonix, which was the one that we did for the stream, in there with wonderful pictures, but not just us, and quite a number of others. Steve Jackson is involved in this, and Luke Gygax, and quite a number of wonderful gaming groups and gaming companies. And it's going to be a beautiful tome. I did back it myself. I'm excited to get it. So
absolutely,
we'll have to wait till we get to see it.
Okay, so also on our Kickstarter update.
Yes, is this not marvelous, cameraman? So I think I mentioned in the past we had found this program that enables us to take some of our artworks and really turn them into wonderful pencil sketches type feeling of arts. And Legends, Lore, and Libations is just about completed, and it's a trail guide for the Republic of Zyranthia, and Marvelous Keith wrote it, and goodness, cameraman, I apologize.
Randy says we now know why Alphinius is the gooey
Yeah, there's a
Wizard.
whole different goo thing. Yes, that's exactly right. You are spot on. There's goo coming everywhere. Anyway, but in one of the works we were doing, we because Keith wrote it, and this is Keith's character right on the left. We did a pencil sketch execution of it, but they also did one of Heather's marvelous character, an Etherean. And it's so beautiful, and Heather's so pretty anyway. But it's just a magnificent image, and I just wanted to show them. I just thought they were spectacular. So
Hans is asking, did his get converted? Is it only images that are in the?
It was only images that are in the world of Zyathé that are part of Legends, Lore, and Libations that we've done this adjustments to, that we've been able to do that. And Hans, you quite a number of you have done portraits in the world, and an awful lot of you are going to be showing up in Darkenhaven in the Gloomport. So your characters will be in there for people to use your portraits to be able to play at their tables, which is wonderfully exciting. And so we are stoked to see that come to fruition. In fact, I think we're doing 10 portraits right now. We're in process of doing 10 of them, which is really wonderful. So.
I just got added, by the way, by Stacy to the Alphinius Secret Friends group.
Friends
I got a notification that I'm in the club now, so thank you.
There can be no Hatter talk in the Friends of Alphinius group, the Secret Friends of Alphinius group.
We'll have to have a secret. We'll have to have another chat that is like the secret Hatters.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, chat.
Well, so again, we keep getting, Todd and a number of others are putting up these magnificent builds, and I'm so thankful for them because I love looking at them, and they're so inspiring, right?
I put this one up because you wanted a ship that was supposed to make you a ship.
What did you say? A ship.
A ship.
I misunderstood there for a moment.
Oh my
I
goodness.
thought you were cursing in the stream.
No, I'm not you. I'm not you. Anyway, yeah, no. This is a marvelous ship, and I know that Matt's working on a ship for you. So, I thought the whole setup was amazing.
Yeah, I someday I'm going to have at my table. I'm going to take a lot of different materials and different things from different artists and creators, and I'm going to make the Gloom board. Not the whole thing, but I'm going to make a big piece of it.
Darth Axiom, is that Jen's?
Yes, that's Jen's.
Yeah, Jen says, Camera Mandy shipped the bed.
Camera Mandy. I hope you watched it.
Okay, next up. This was excellent from James.
James, magnificent. Yes, I was cackling, making me so cackle.
I mean, I just like the idea. First off, I mean, I know this is like, this has like a fair bit of damage it can do, but I like the idea of an animated rake because I hate raking leaves. So
a long ago adventure, which was sort of the beginning of the idea of Strangely Gooey Holiday, actually, Camera Mandy. The adventure I did, I think it was called Elkiniv's Basement. And Elkiniv was a very powerful wizard who had this penchant for keeping stuff. And the stuff he would keep could be stuff that was, slightly cursed, not safe, out of control, all of that kind of stuff. And you had to go into Elkiniv's basement because he wanted you to retrieve 3 things. Well, of course, you ran up against all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Not the least of which was an animated coat rack that beat the snot out of the party. It had 6 arms, you know what I'm saying? So...
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love a challenging combat with the coat rack.
Well, who wouldn't?
Yes.
And it did not have a hat on it, just to be clear.
Oh, okay. Another James Carrot.
James, this is magnificent, James. Yeah. Thank you.
So
good, Camera Mandy.
Well, if you're reading through Magicka, and James has compiled a spreadsheet with a easy to reference guide to the spells of
Yes,
Zyathé?
you can sort the spells by different ways and all of this kind of stuff. So if you want to find them, you can sort them in different orders, and it's really, really good, James. And thank you for doing this for everybody. If you want to check it out, there's Camera Mandy. We pin this link anywhere. I don't know if we pinned this. We should pin this.
Okay, yeah, I can figure that out.
Yeah, we need to pin this in the den.
Okay.
In fact, maybe we should send it out in the email as well.
I could do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's plan on that.
Okay.
It's magnificent. Thank you, James.
Okay, so this is art from. Is this from the Zion Dune?
So this is what is called the Dark Citadel, right, which is in the Catacombs district of the Gloomport. And this is where many many people have been interred in their passing, in catacombs beneath it, on the surface, in sepulchres and all kinds of things like that. And it is administered by a number of churches, in particular the Church of Malthuk and the Church of Bern. And so this citadel is because undead can, come back sometimes even of their own accord, but more often in this situation, someone is helping them to come back, in their ways. And the church is to try to keep that, make sure that doesn't become a problem for the Gloomport, right? So, but there's also this massive thing that you can see right there, which is called the Pit, and there is a bridge called the Bone Bridge, which you can kind of see there. This is just a sketch. It is just the beginning. And those of you who have seen the Gloomport artworks that we've put up before, this will be the same kind of style and characteristic and feel. And cannot wait to have this in the box. By the way, the map also, I posted that up. I don't know if you grabbed that, Cameraman, but the map is also almost completed. It's very, very close. We have just 2 more sections to do, and then we'll have all 9 maps of the Gloomport finished.
Oh, I have like goosebumps. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm so excited to see these maps.
Yeah, me too. Assembled really, Cameraman. That's the thing that's just going to be so amazing, is to have them all put together in one big piece, be able to look at them. So Gloomport is magnificent. We've had so many wonderful people working on it, and I know that we have had to ignore it a little bit in terms of trying to get to it, because chapter 5, by the way, is almost completed. It's laid out almost in its entirety. Now it has to go through the proofing and editing process. Obviously, you know about Legends, Lore, and Libations. We just talked about that. And the next thing on the agenda is to kind of work on 2 things at once. We're going to work on Darkenhaven, starting to get that edited and then laid out. And then we're going to, at the same time, work on the Dead and Fallow. And then that will leave us only with the Gloomport and the Glooming Doom to finish the Kickstarter. So thank you all for your patience with us. Hopefully all the additional content and dramatically increased amount of materials and the free shipping and all the other things that we did have helped make up for us being quite a bit tardy on this. But I mean,
know... the amount of stuff that has gone out with this Kickstarter. Michelle posted a beautiful image of a Kickstarter that she received. And they shipped it all at once. And I feel, though, that we are comparable in terms of the amount of stuff that we have definitely put out.
Oh, yes,
and
absolutely.
have been striving for. And also the quality of it is so good.
Well, that's Alex, right? We have a printer, a partner in the business.
Well, I also meant the content quality.
Oh, yeah,
but I agree the printing quality is great, too.
Writing, yes,
but yeah, the art,
all that stuff. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, Randy wants to know who's artist for this image.
So this is Edvard, who did this one.
Nice. Okay, I have a couple more things, and then we'll get to our book club discussion. So speaking of the Gloomport, this is Geeky Hoodie, and they're filling out the folios for
because they're doing the Gloomies adventure, right? Which is really fun. They're kind of street urchins in the Gloomport, and Geeky's messaged me a couple of times. And much love to you, Geeky, and your family right now. We hope you're doing great, and we are excited to hear the tales of these street urchins that are running around the Gloomport and what happens as time goes on here.
Okay, I just got an email from Belinda. Hi, Belinda. Thanks for sending us an email.
Hi, Belinda.
She's in the chat, too. She is trying to place an order for the Magicka deal, and it is not going through. So I will say, if you guys are trying to place orders for this and it's not going through, send us an email and we will make sure you get the deal after our website is.
Absolutely. Don't, and please do not be concerned. We will not take this away from anyone. There's been something going on with the website, obviously, and
this is why we're switching.
Yes, and something going on with the email system a little bit, because too many people told me they didn't get this email. And I know some things go to spam and you lose those things because they go to spam. And I know obviously a lot of people have those burner email accounts, right, where you don't really check them very often. I have one, right? And so, I just feel like this one didn't get the distribution that it should have. So please do not worry. If you want this deal and you want to get one of those Dark Tides Nights signed, and we may never print those again, by the way. I just want everybody to know that. So it's pretty special. If you want to get one of those, we will not in any way, shape, or form cause this to not happen for you. It will happen. Okay. So, and thank you, Belinda, for your support. We appreciate you very, very much, and all of you who support us. Thank you. All right, what do we got, Cameraman?
Okay. So I have 2 more. So first off,
oh yeah,
congratulations so much to
Jackie and Zane. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
and hopefully you had a fun time.
It was magnificent.
Officiating.
It was an honor. It was wonderful. It was tear jerking and happy and it was just a wonderful fun time. And I met many really really nice people and got to experience some wonderful places that I'd never visited before. So it was magnificent.
That's awesome. And lastly, I did figure out.
Oh, you did.
I did. Yes. I got it. I figured it out. So
well done, Caramel.
On the fly, last second. Okay, so this is your table. So tell us what is happening here.
Well, first of all, it's very exciting to be playing again because it was a long time. You know that, Caramel, like 2 years I didn't get to play, which is like this is what I love, right? Is playing these games and really because of COVID and trying to just muscle out all the things and then the problems with all of our poor clients who were going through COVID and all the problems it caused their businesses and all the things we had to do in real life, just crimped my style, as they say, right? But we are playing again, and our marvelous table, right? Our characters, our party, came out, emerging from their first quest, right? They're lobies, right? And they come up from their first quest, and they have actually gotten the thing that they wish to achieve, and suddenly they are accosted by a band of bandits, yes. And they were mostly Arachnoid, and they wished to probably deserters from the original, not the original, but children or grandchildren of the deserters of the original 10 Years' War. So there are in the certain areas of the Republic, and even in the Vile Desolation, there are bands of individuals who were refugees from the war originally, and then had children or grandchildren. They're basically just out there to take advantage of folks. And so they come out and of this place that they were in. I don't want to go too deep into it, but there was the caverns of Xenadrin, and they had achieved their prize. And then these individuals came and said, "No, you're going to give those to us," right? And they were all beat up and they were all frustrated, but they went to the sword, right? They went right to it, and they did some really good things. I mean, I'm playing with some very good players, and they're very good strategy, right? And then they also received some help because they had been nice earlier to some other folks in the forest, and so some assistance came. So in our last adventure, right before it was done, this is what they did, and then they went to camp in the troll cave where they had attempted to heal up, and they actually achieved their second level. Yes. So here we go, Cameramandy. Yes.
I love how. Okay. So here's the thing. I know that you have not played very much.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes, I have not.
I played a lot recently because I was trying to learn Gooey Cube.
Yes.
I played with a lot of different.
Yes, you're having a good time.
Yes, played with a lot of different GMs. The way that you're like you have achieved your second level, and like most times in my experience, just like, hey, level up. Level up.
No.
Dory let us level up twice after a huge combat. And so I just think it is so funny. You were like, look at all the things you have to do in order to get to this level 2, and now you're level 2.
Well, philosophically, right, I wanted more feeling fantastically real. So I don't want things to just pop, right? And I don't like the idea that you just rush through the first and second levels, which are the formative levels for characters and all that kind of stuff. And I just prefer it. And I think levels are more special when they're a little harder to achieve. But you get gooey rewards and you get things along the way. And I'm a little tight with magic, but I'm not terribly tight with magic. I'm sort of more middle of the road in that. Your father is your Monty Hall. Let's make a deal, give them all away, right, Larry? And that's why third level characters are doing 60 points of damage on a single strike.
Like 40, 50 in there. Anyway, well, it sounds like your game is marvelous. I myself am hosting a soiree tonight.
A soiree.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about it, Cameramandy.
I would call it D&D Light because I have a lot of new people who've never played D&D before. So it's like a modern day in Colorado Springs witches murder mystery escape room D&D-esque.
And this is all happening at your house?
Yes.
Is Adam like the server or something like that?
Adam is definitely the server. Adam is my assistant. So I can't give away
Adam, I hope you are watching.
I'll post some
pictures.
Mess
it up a little bit.
Yes.
Do some crazy things to set the GM off, right? To kind of just get her off kilter, right?
No, but anyway, Carrie's coming, so I can't. And I know she watches the show, so I cannot give too many details. But I will post some pictures. But I will say I have some surprises up my sleeve. I spent probably too much money on clearance Halloween stuff.
Listen, if you're going to buy it, you
For
might as well
props.
buy it on
I
clearance,
know, I'm
right?
just saying. Yeah, and I got some good props and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, anyway. But
Will you take pictures and share them?
yes, I will. Yes.
All right. And now it is time for us to do the book club?
Indeed.
All right.
And I'm glad that we're talking about magic, and we're even talking about alchemy, and my main NPC is an alchemist, and so...
So again, we are here, I believe, let me put on my glasses, cameraman. Eventually I got to get some cool glasses like Geeky Hoodie has, right? You know what I'm saying?
I looked for you,
but not yet. We haven't found it.
I need to...
I need to dab my nose again, cameraman.
Okay,
but I'm not going to blow it, so don't worry. You're safe.
Sounds
You're safe. All right, here we go. So on page 33, we begin to talk about flowstones. We began to talk about them last time. And the important, oh, thank you, cameraman. That's great. So on page 33, and you actually see the 8 different types, and I explained those last time, and then we stopped. I believe was kind of where I stopped in that regard. And there are more than these 8, right? There are combination stones that are called prismatic and chromatic stones that actually combine properties. Excuse me. And also, there are some other stones like nether stones, which are stones of corruption. And many people have asked, where did these come from, right? And flow stones appeared after the Woe of Ruin, as near as any can see. And in areas, typically, they are more concentrated, where more corrupted things happened, right? So it's speculated that the continent of Crooks has probably the largest repository of these things. But of course, going to Crooks is incredibly dangerous, and most who go there in any kind of an excursion, right, don't come back. And so people tend to avoid trying to mine flowstones in the area of Crooks. But flowstones offer these wonderful things for you to be able to do, when you're playing and in your adventures, because they can augment capabilities of magical items. They can, in their own way, make items magical themselves. Of course, as you will read in Magicka, their dust is used in certain ways to be able to make cores that are power, right? That actually create power, create energy. And they really, really are a wonderful and unique thing to the world of Zyathé and make them special. And as you all know, they're also quite toxic. So this is the lore of the Sarth and the fire sovereign withdrawing the blessing, and the Sarth and ending up being a people who are insensitive to arcane magic, and hence the only ones, if they are of pure blood, able to actually cut the flowstones without being totally destroyed by the terrible emanations that come off of them. So it's a wonderful lore. And so when you get a chance to read this, it explains this. But really, I want to tell you, this
is me showing the damage chart. Hey, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Kimberly.
Okay.
And any questions from the chat, too.
Yes.
I can pause for a moment to give a chance for
I
folks
did mention
to throw those
that,
up.
yeah. Okay, so obviously different types of flowstones have more power or less power depending.
Yes.
Can anyone of any level wield a flowstone?
No, there are limitations as part of the rules, obviously, because we don't want it to get out of control, right? Everything we try to balance, right, to make it appropriate. And all of this is very is defined in here in the Encyclopedia Zyathé Volume 1, right? But it's very, very well covered in Magicka, and we spent a lot of time with this. Our team spent a lot of time with this, and we feel pretty good about balancing it and how it works. And in here, you only see the basic flowstones, right? So you see what are called the lesser flowstones, the chart that is on page 33, that talks about the lesser flowstones. But in the Magicka book, you actually see lesser, and then the more intermediate, and then the greater, right? And then they talk about prismatic and chromatic, and flowstones basically it's the three things that determine them, their capabilities and powers, right? First of all, the color is very important, because depending on the color, that is the type of powers that it puts off associated with the casts of magic. But the size of the stone in terms of carat weight, the purity of the stone in terms of flaws, and the cut of the stone based on the skill of the cutter, all of these come into play a little bit in terms of flowstones. But this is all well documented in Magicka, and I think, again, for your players to have something fun and unique and interesting to play around with, and for you to be able to play around with it as a game master, I think flowstones bring much to the table for you.
Okay, I have questions.
Absolutely, let's go.
Okay, so Scepter Flow, Elemenus.
The Elemenus. Yes.
Sorry. It's called a component part of the 3 flows. Can you describe what that means?
So this is one of the mysteries that is not well understood in the world of Zyathé. So if you remember, when we read the chronicles of the Ventanu Malanax, in the beginning, Avova spoke, right? First, Avova dreamed, right? And then spoke the way of all things, right? Which is the thing that causes all creation. And at that time, Avova infused into the void the four elements and the Zyanthuus, thus creating the beginning of all things. Well, the elemental sovereigns are mysterious. Some believe that Avova created them. It is not mentioned, though. Some believe that they have always been as Avova, but in their own rights enigmatic and not really engaged. Some believe that all of this is not true and that they are actually an aspect of Avova, not even separate from Avova. And this gives rise to the beliefs of the worshippers who say that Avova will return because of the elemental sovereigns and other things that are going on in the world of Zyathé. But all this wonderful mystery is part of the greatness and the fun of the adventure that we are doing with our players, right? So the substraflow has never been identified. It is only theorized. It is believed that it infuses within the Zyanthuus, but there are others who say it does not exist. However, most of the true scholars of magic in the world of Zyathé do believe that the substraflow is part and parcel to the entire Zyanthuus, and it infuses each of the three flows, and indeed also infuses the nether flow. So this is the wonderful thing that is going on with that. I hope I answered it well enough, because the truth of the matter is we kind of want to leave it a little mysterious for a while right now. This is sort of a, because part of the adventure for a game master is also the telling of the tale, right? The gaining of the tale. And we're going to continue to develop the world of Zyathé together as we go forward in the future. And by not necessarily defining it all right now perfectly, and rather leaving things a little more enigmatic, it gives us room to tell more tales in the future, if that makes sense. So if your players are wondering, this is a perfectly acceptable explanation that people are not sure. Even the most learned of scholars, right? How's that, Cameraman D?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I can't believe how much you have in your head.
Oh, yes. A lot of things in my head, yes.
Yes,
marbles indeed. Being one of them, yes.
Okay, can flowstones explode when damaged?
So flowstones may not be. This is actually addressed in the materials. Flowstones cannot really be used as projectile type weapons, right? But if they are struck strongly enough, and this requires significant. You don't just throw it on the ground and it pops like a fire popper, firecracker, right? That kind of thing.
But wouldn't that be cool with these lesser ones?
Just
Magic.
throw them down on the ground and
Magic.
just boom. Yeah, but it would be
smoke bomb.
It would be very toxic smoke.
Oh, that's fair.
Yes,
Good point.
We got to be careful with
just
these
use
things,
actual smoke bombs for that. I'm just kidding.
Yes, and we have those.
Prestidigitation.
Yes, we have smoke bombs. Right?
I love it. Okay.
But anyway, so they are not. We had to be careful because we didn't want them, because we know players are ingenious, right? And they come up with all kinds of ideas. And we didn't want flowstones to be able to be taken and just, shot at others, right? Causing explosions and damage and all of that kind of stuff. So in the Encyclopedia Magica here, we do a pretty good job of defining that, but even more in the Encyclopedia Zyatheka, Volume 1, we do a pretty good job, but in Encyclopedia Magica, we do a much more extensive explanation of those kinds of things. So the short answer is no, they are not designed to be able to do that.
Okay. I like this question, and I like the response that I think it's Adam gave back. Okay, the question is, can you eat flowstones? And the response back was, you can eat anything once. Yeah,
that is exactly the truth. Now there are some that believe that the Inzandra Oz actually consume flowstones in certain ways, right? So this is another mystery.
Belhako? Carrie's in the chat. The Hako. Okay. Yeah, Carrie's in the chat answering questions.
Nice,
yeah.
Carrie. Excellent job. Well done. You're helping me out a little bit. Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. There's been a lot of chat since
It's okay. I'm glad that people like this, and I love this kind of lore, right? Is special, right? And the more you bring it into the tale, the more it makes the world feel real. The more it makes things feel interesting, right, for your players. Because, honestly, and not to disparage anyone out there, but to say, congratulations, you have achieved the second level, right? Is better than just level up. Right, it is. It's better than level up, right? So have a flair for the dramatic as you're doing your game mastering. Don't be afraid to bring that to the table. Some people are intimidated. Don't be intimidated.
Yeah,
be
don't be
crazy.
intimidated.
Yes.
Agreed. Be charismatic. Be Alphinius Goo.
Be gooey. Yes, that was really weird, Cameramandy. You sounded like Kiki Hoodie. Alphinius Goo.
Okay. I don't think that I do not think that we condone the inhaling of flowstone dust.
No, and it wouldn't be good for you anyway. This is not like a recreational drug. Let us be clear.
This is me just going through the chat.
I am snorting flowstone dust.
Okay, if I missed any questions, please repost them because I was trying to get caught up. Okay, so talk to us about. So you wanted to go more into corruption magic.
So yes, I want to do that, and then we'll do alchemy and alchemy.
Sounds good.
So the wonderful thing also about Zyathé is that we have established a very interesting pantheon. And first of all, to understand, it is probably not like a game you're familiar with that you play in if you play in the more traditional TTRPGs. Mm-hmm. A cleric definitely typically serves a single church, right? So they are sponsored by a church, okay? But in that sphere of that church, there are a number of what you might call more favored gods that kind of tend to work together and be together. They have their own factions in godhood, and those are not necessarily always defined simply by the alignment of the god. So, and this translates down into the human populations and the elven populations, the dwarf, all the rest of them, right? Because they have patrons that are really sort of their favored group of gods. So the Hanatas have those, Haliona, right? Jinx, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's like 7 of them. And Kismia, of course, Chans. These are all part of their sort of their major group, right? That is their favored group. But all people believe in all the gods. And even if you are a lawful good person, if you found out that you had an assassin coming after you, you might actually go give a gift to slay, a tithe to slay, to turn the assassin's blade. So this is what you have to understand, is this is the idea of the pantheon, and I'm getting a little off course, but it is very important when you understand that, because this is what we're trying to do with the world of Zyathé. And so as we think about the churches and we think about the pantheon and we think about all of that stuff, we wanted to have things that countered to the gods as well in the creation of Zyathé. Thus gave rise to the lords of corruption, and thus gave rise to the loss, the passing of Avova, and thus gave rise to flowstones. All of these things, as the tale began telling, it began growing, right? It began like a marvelous, beautiful rose bush, right? Of beautiful blooms and all of these things coming off of it, right? And then we even came to the point of this 9, right? And the thing is about the 9, right? You know, when you read this, and you know what? I'm going to read something, cameraman. Is it okay? Yeah. It's not too long, right? So this is from the inside front cover of this book. The sickness seeps like a dead man's blood to foul the riven land. Ne'er shall be cleansed evermore corruption's taloned hand. The races play their foolish games, not hearing death knells toll. They know not that of what they do, while evil kills the soul. The taint spreads in the farthest depths to weaken all therein. The stone doth weep its woeful cry, such filled with living sin. The flow still festers, noxious runs, a lie is purified. Cracks doth mark the Never's walls to free those trapped inside. Whence comes the end of all things made? Will any stand and fight? When darkest dreams doth come to all, shall come the fearful night. The horns shall sound with no retort, destroying one and all. When the abomination finds the sight, then comes on Maker's call. But there remains in outcast words a secret in a rhyme. What shall then be in fortune's hand, come horror's bleakest time?
I think that we need to record this for TikTok.
The Vision of Them by the prophet Boudinot. And the thing is that this is the idea, right? So the corruption lords are trying to return, right? There are individuals and perhaps even heavenly powers, or excuse me, not heavenly, but godly powers that are trying to aid them. Perhaps there are others that stand against them. But then there is another thing happening, which is that this nine that are spoken of in prophecy, that are said to be trying to return right now at the time of the red stars rising. And so this all comes to bring all of this tale together and have it all begin to make in some ways, fantastical sense, to give us all this wonderful texture to keep building the world of Zyathé in the years to come. And that's what I am incredibly excited, because you are helping tell the tale.
You know,
right? This is what's so good. Yeah.
I will say, like, I feel in chapter 4, you kind of start getting more into some of this stuff from the history of.
Indeed.
And having even just started reading a lot of this as a player, I was like overjoyed when some of the little nuggets started coming into play in the actual campaign. And I got to be like the one at the table being like, I have details about this. GM, am I allowed to divulge? You know, like, is it too meta? You know,
it's
or
not
can I?
People have knowledge.
If they have
of the
lore,
world,
and
right?
exactly. And like, he had me roll for what I did know, and so I was allowed to tell half the tale.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyway,
excellent job, Larry.
Yeah. No, I really love the idea though that like you can build out obviously the Red Star Rising campaign is pretty popular and people love playing that, and you can play this stuff in there. But then you can also build out your own campaign based in the world. Either campaign. I mean, I think that there's so much depth in either one that your players are going to be very intrigued.
Oh, yes. And I am excited to see the tale advance, right? Who are the 9? When do they come back? Are they really coming back? Is it all a lie, right? All of these kinds of things. Is Avovar really dead? Is Avovar past? Is Avovar really still remaining in the elemental sovereigns, right? Is all of these things, are the corruption lords going to be able to break out? Right, these are wonderful tales and fearful tales. These are nightmare tales, right? When it happen at night. So anyway, let's talk about alchemy and narcomy. Okay, so one of the things that we really wanted to have in the world of Zyathé, because there's actually a third practice which we've kind of brought forward now, which is necralchemy, right? Which is the creation of sort of potions and potables that deal with undeath, right? And this is sort of sprung out of all of the things that happened in the Vile Desolation and all of the things that happened. In fact, there's some thought that it really didn't exist before the War of Ruin. The necralchemy didn't really exist. But I don't know about that. There's still a tale in the telling. So Kerry might want to weigh in on that, and Alexander might want to weigh in if he's watching. But alchemy and narcomy are basically the two practices of creating potions and potables. Alchemy tends to deal with stuff that's more beneficial. Narcomy tends to be with stuff that's not so beneficial, right? And so if you're an alchemist, you probably make mind-altering things and things that could be more addictive. You probably engage in the creation of poisons and certain things like that. And if you are an alchemist, you tend to more deal with things that are more positive, not so dangerous. And we wanted to be able to split those things up, because we thought it would be more fun for players to kind of pick and choose. And also, because certain things are probably pretty bad. If you're going to go out and make things that get people addicted so that they give you their last dime and do whatever they need to get their next fix, right? That's probably not a very nice thing to do. So we kind of wanted to split up the disciplines. So we do have alchemists and narcomists, and these things are coming as we continue to build forward. But you can read a lot about brewing of potions, oils, and powders on page 36 and 37.
I have a question from Belinda.
Oh, yes, please, Belinda. Absolutely.
Okay. Are there alchemy and narcomy guilds or groups that pass along knowledge to one another?
Yes, undoubtedly. Yes. In fact, the power structures in the world of Zyathé really, in most countries, basically are three-pronged. So there is the government, of course, and the military that goes along with that and all of that stuff. Although sometimes, the military can be a little fragmented from the actual government itself, right? Creating almost a fourth prong, if you will.
Wait, hold on one second. So wait, in what realm are we talking about, like with the military?
In many realms, in many realms. So
we're talking
the
like
Republic of Zoranthia,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
It could be down in Anvala, right? So the government could be a sovereign government that is more elected, right? Sort of more democratic in its structure. It could be more a queendom, sovereignty kind of thing, where it's really an inherited sort of thing, like Anvala is, right? It could be sort of a number of mixtures of those kinds of things. Valandia is a great example of a dictatorship, where basically one the Zoldothran Vildrine, who calls himself the deity incarnate. Same with Kalnavik in the Vile Desolation, right? These are sort of dictatorships, and then there are all manner of forms of different kinds of governments depending on how they're structured.
Right.
But so you have the government, whatever that is, right? Whether it be sort of democratic or tyrannical or sort of maybe inherited by birthright, sort of old-fashioned sovereignty kind of thing. And then you have the guilds, right? And guilds are powerful, and they want to be powerful. That's part of the idea of joining them all together, right? So they join together, and some guilds work together very, very well. Some guilds are opposed to each other, right? So this, again, creates more factioning and interest when you're running things in a city and in areas where there are high population densities. And then there are the churches. So we really pushed hard to make the churches much more than just a place where you go and get healed, right? This is a big deal for us. We believe that the church, you have the power of life and death, which these churches have. You have immeasurable power. And it is unrealistic, fantastically unrealistic, to assume that a church would not exert that power, no matter how good they are or no matter how evil they are. They're going to do their best to influence things. They're going to work with politicians. They're going to try to tell the king or the queen, hey, do this, right? They're going to try to even influence the dictator when they can, right? This is the idea, right? So this creates all this political intrigue and all this marvelousness, right? So in virtually all of the sovereignties and the governmental places, right? The places, the territories that are actually overseen by a true government, you're going to find all three of those. And there absolutely are alchemy and narcomy guilds. Although the narcomy guilds got to be a little more careful, right? Because in many places they are outlaws and they are doing things that are really damaging to the people of the community, whatever that community is, right? Selling people stuff that's highly addictive, and we really want to come out with a supplement in the next year or so that details poisons and details narcomies. Because we think that'd be a lot of fun. But this is, one of the 57 things that are all on the list that we want to do next, right? So can't do them all, but that's one that I've already got a very significant list of things that I created over the years. And there's others, AJ's got a bunch of ideas and lots of people have ideas. I've had, Jim has sent us stuff and said, why don't you think about this, and others have sent us stuff. And so it'd be a fun supplement because I prefer at my games to have a little more depth of if you're poisoned, it's not just you getting the poison condition, there's other things that go along with it, and I like to bring those to the table. So anyway, I got a little off topic, but other questions, Camera Mendy?
Randy has a good comment. Perhaps there's a secret guild of narcomists operating within the catacombs dark citadel of Malithuk.
Well, why
And the High Minister
not?
is desperately seeking to root this out.
Well, why not?
I mean, these are great.
It's not finished yet, is it, Sir Randy?
Send these. Okay.
Is Pamela around today?
I have not seen her.
I don't. She's been traveling. She's sent some marvelous pictures. She's been to some wonderful places, So, but we miss you, Pam, if you aren't around. But Pam has done the yeoman's work trying to help us with the Gloomport and keeping things organized there, along with our wonderful lead writers and our groups. And I'm really excited to see it starting to come to this place where we're going to really start diving into it here soon.
Absolutely.
So magnificent. And of course, Jen's has been so instrumental in helping us with Darkenhaven, along with probably 30 or so other people who really have done wonderful things to make Darkenhaven special too. So, and all of you are going to get, if you really put out the effort, you're going to get this wonderful poster series. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to have a wonderful value if you were going to buy it, and it'll be very special because there won't be many of them in the world. So we're excited to reward our people well for their efforts.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and finish up because it's 11:03.
All right.
So is there any other thoughts you have on Magic?
So for me, to kind of cap this off, right? I would love for all of you, assuming you, and again, no pressure, but thank you for your help when you do so. But I'd love for all of you to get Magicka. I think it's the first real supplement book that we did. It's for players. It's for game masters. It has all these wonderful spells, all this wonderful lore about the world of Zyathé and magists who are in the world, and the background on how the universe, the Eterniverse is what we call it, actually works. And it's a wonderful, wonderful book. There's all kinds of new classes and archetypes but the reason why I want you to get it is because I think our take on magic is fantastic. And I think that even if you're not playing in the world of Zyathé, you might look at this and think, wow, this could apply in my home game, even in the world that I'm running, because we really tried to think it through and have it make fantastical sense. And thanks to all of you who gave us comments on the digital copies. We held off until we got those comments, and we have made most of them, fixed most of them, and now we're getting ready to actually go to physical print on that. So that is the next thing that we will be doing with that is getting those bound up and printed and start shipping those out to people. And Camera Mandy, it's amazing, right? It's hard to believe, November of 2 years ago, we started this crazy Kickstarter thing, and here we are, getting close to done. Still few months away, not a couple, maybe 3 months away, but maybe 3.5 months away. But we're getting really, really close. So, my friends, that's what I got, Camera Mandy. Was there anything else I was supposed to cover today?
No, I think that we finished the Zyanthuus, and next time we will be talking about cosmology and the counting of time and days.
Yeah, so this will be fun because I really, and I wish James could watch. He's in England, so he typically doesn't get to watch with us. But I really like kind of keeping days and keeping count of those things and how the phases of the moons of Zyathé and these various things that go on because it's interesting, right? It is interesting for your players. These little nuances help bring the world to life. So, and the cosmology and counting of days includes sort of a current clack, which has all kinds of interesting details of things that have happened over the last year. And there's just a lot of good stuff in there for you to be able to review.
Yeah, I'm excited to get kind of a breakdown of this because this is, I will be honest, as a player, this is kind of stuff that sometimes overwhelms me in terms of trying to get into the details. So having like a nice breakdown of like how it can be simplified will be super helpful.
Yes. And the calendar, of course, got kind of screwed up because of the woe of ruin, right?
Yeah.
So this is all kind of goofy, right? But we did that on purpose, not to make it more complicated, and the creation of Sovereign Days, not to make it more complicated, but just to make it more interesting. So if your game master's kind of on it, then you should be able to be on it, and you just have to spend a little time looking at it and thinking about it and understanding why the number of numbers pan out the way they do and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead, and I already like some of the things that I'm seeing here. Special day.
Yeah,
Stocking day.
Yeah, we did a lot of
a
lot of holidays. We'll have those in there so people can enjoy those, right? Because they go to a city and they're having a celebration. In fact, there was a wonderful post. Gosh darn it, we should have put that up, Camera Mandy, in the Gooey Den about this city where pigeons are revered. Right? They're beloved. It's against the law to harm them. Everybody feeds them.
That was a good
and they
post.
poop everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And what does that mean to foreigners who don't really understand their culture coming there and the place has pigeon poop all over the place, right? Or is there a special guild whose job is to clean up the pigeon poop all the time?
Right? All the time.
So yes, right. So you start thinking about how do you bring these interesting cultures because that changes the face and feeling of a location when you arrive there.
Absolutely.
So anyway, my friends, thank you for joining us again. We hope you enjoyed the show today. We got another good one coming next week, and we'll talk about cosmology and counting of days. We got some new things to show, some secrets to share over the next couple of weeks. We got the big sale coming up, which we hope you'll tell your friends about. The subscription service is coming soon too, where we're going to have a wonderful stuff to be able to send out to you every month that we think folks will love and help support us a little bit in our endeavors. And we're excited about Guys and Gocks, about creating that with Luke. We're excited about Blood for the Khan, which is a special adventure we're going to do for Genghis Khan. We're excited about the Dungeon of the Unix, which we're doing, of course, which you saw earlier, and with the Tome of Fantastic Dungeons. And we are just busy little beavers over here doing the best we can. Right, Camera Mandy?
Indeed.
All right, my friends. Well, Camera Mandy, you should say it today.
May all your adventures be sticky.
Indeed.